Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome. So, um, we are going to be, yep, already with the, goddamn you. Alright, already with the trolling in chat, good. Alright, so, today we're gonna be doing just, I don't know, some banner work probably, some header work maybe. Yes, welcome. So let's get a new document going, 1500 by 500. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I need to open up a new tab. Let me just get one over here. Just bring it on over. We're gonna need a theme here. You don't see nothing. You don't see nothing, Lifeless Dane. You crazy. So we're gonna need a theme to work with here. Now I don't know what I want to do exactly. Um, Let's do like a Witcher 3 theme. It'll be kind of fun. So let's get a Witcher 3 render first and foremost. Let's see what we got on Google Images. Yes, there's a helicopter flying by. I don't know why it chose to fly right as I started fucking streaming, but it did. That's pretty cool. Go with that one. Why not? Oh god, I just realized I'm streaming in 1080p. I hope, you know what? Well. I should probably fix that because the music's going awful. Let me fix that real quick. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream real quick, guys. Sorry, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Let's continue this, shall we? So, a Witcher 3 render here. We'll drag that in here. And the reason I had to end the stream was because... Oh my god, is the music just going retarded? What's going on with the music? I don't know what's wrong with the music. It's like pausing and playing. Alright, let's get some different music here. Let me open up something real quick. This stream's already off to a great start, as you can tell. Let's see. Freedom. We want electronic and dance. Okay, a little loud though. Holy hell. That should hopefully be better. Okay. So, I'm gonna lower this just a little bit more. God, why am I awful at streaming? That is the question of the day, everybody. Alright, we should be good now. Hopefully. Probably not. Alright. YouTube is yelling at me for using a weird bitrate. That's okay. I don't care. Alright. Let us see here. What should we do for a background? Do something... Well, let's bring up my ruler first. Actually, I don't have my rulers set in place for this preset. So the middle should be right about there. So let's just place him there. And do like a dark red maybe. That'd be kind of cool. And let's get a little bit blacker. That's better. Alright. Let's do some actually, we'll save the highlights for after we get this done. So let's go back onto Google here. Let's look up some... Just trying to think of what we should use. Witcher 3 map, or no, Witcher 3 screenshots. See if we can get just one of like the map itself. There we go. That's got Geralt in it though. God damn it! There's a horse down there, and I don't want that. This is better. Novigrad. Good old Novigrad. Alright, we'll just scale this up a little bit. And then we're going to set this to overlay. Bring the opacity of it down a little bit here. Just so it's barely visible. I like that. Let's get some texture going on in there. So maybe like a grunge texture. Or something like that. I like this one. Drop that in. Scale it. Ooh. There we go. Overlay. Yeah, but that makes this a little bit... Well, here, I know what I can do. I can just lower the opacity of it. And bring the opacity of this up. Just adds kind of like a shade to it. Okay, whatever. We'll work with it. Let's get some white highlights going on in here, I guess. So, boom, boom, boom. Bring down the opacity of... Actually, here, we'll just set it to soft light, and we'll bring the opacity back up. Put one right there as well. So we have kind of this cool... It's almost like a vinaigrette, or vignette, not vinaigrette. That's like disgusting. How's it going, Nebulous? Let's see. What else can I do? Let's get some let's get a little bit of shapes going on in here. So we'll fill that with white. And maybe we'll Control J that. Put that down here. But I gotta bring this one out. Actually, let's group those. It's better to group instead of actually... I'm trying to think of the words right now. I'm having a blank. It's better to group them than to merge them, because what happens is when you merge them, you can't go back, but when you group them, you still have all the layers. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to just kind of fade off these a little bit here. Just like that. Looking pretty cool. Let's get a little bit of it back in there, though. We'll fade that one off a little bit more. Let's get another layer, and we'll get a little line going under this. Actually, let's get that line going all the way through Geralt. And we'll fade it off as well. Let's see opacity on this. 11. Okay. See, I kind of work as I go, so you know, my workflow is a little bit weird compared to others. So we're gonna Control J that. Bring it down. Why do you keep making these noises? Stop it, you. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's looking kind of cool. Let's just keep this one up here, and we'll bring this one up a little bit. There we go. Maybe we'll get a couple of these up on top as well. See what that looks like. Looks pretty cool. I like that. Yes, I made you a logo a long time ago. That was a long, long time ago. Let's get... Actually, I have a really cool idea here. Okay, you are starting to tick me off, Photoshop. I am asking for the text tool. Unless they somehow changed it. No, it is T. What is going on? I'm having some major difficulties with Photoshop today. Alright, so what I was going to do... We're going to put your name. Now, this font is my favorite font. It's Nexa Bold. And I use it almost religiously. I've been making banners for, well, logos, banners, everything for probably 8 months, really. So, yeah. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to select this by control clicking on the thumbnail. And then we're going to find, where is it? It's under our group here. We're just going to click on our group. And we're going to find the correct one here. And we're just going to hit delete. Deselect, and then we can get rid of your name. And look at that. See, the effect doesn't really show through that well. Maybe if we put like a little white... Don't do this to me again. This did this to me before where my brush refused to work. Yeah, my brush is not working. Mode, brush. This is not good. Okay, we're gonna have to save this really quick. Then reopen Photoshop. Picture 3 header. Save that there. Alright, let's get Photoshop reopen. I may make it look simple, but it took me a long time to learn this stuff. It took me probably 6 months to get to where I am today. 2 months of just figuring everything out. So, yeah, now that we're back in Photoshop, and... Why? Why brush? Oh, I'm on the eraser tool. Was I on the eraser tool the whole time? Please don't tell me I was. Oh dear God, if I was on the eraser tool the whole time, that is the most embarrassing thing ever. Alright, well, I'm gonna... Can I go back? Oh, I can't go back. Okay. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. And I'm gonna go ahead and Control J that, and we're gonna bring this one up. And we're just gonna replace it because I can't go back because I had to close out of Photoshop. But what we can do is put your name. that's just a little technique you can use where you can kind of like cut stuff out of text, where you just basically you put the text in, you click the thumbnail of the text with control click, and you can put it on another object and then cut out that object with the selection made, so that you have that selection cut out in that object, and then you can delete the text and you have something cool like that. I'll show you guys what I mean in a minute when we finish this up. So we're gonna go ahead, maybe lower the opacity of this down a little bit, just to kind of make it fade in a little bit more with that. Let me get my assets out here so I can, now this folder is very messy because I forgot to sort it out because I'm a bad graphics artist. Scale this down a little bit, and we're gonna just pop it right there. Come on, let me select that. We'll do color overlay. No, not glow. We want color overlay. And we'll bring the opacity of that down to 22%. Looks good. So let's get our others in here. Actually, having this for having Twitter here would make no sense because this is a Twitter header. So, whoops, I'm smart. This is an awful live stream. I'm so sorry, everyone, for watching. I'm just like not used to like doing my work while people are watching me, and I get this sort of stage fright almost. I don't even know what you would call it. Even though I've done YouTube for like 2 years with Let's Plays, it's just doing my work on live streams. It's just weird to me. So, but we'll get better. So we'll get Twitch in there. Now, when you're making these logos, you want to make sure that they are the exact same size, otherwise it's going to look weird. So you can see this Twitch one's a little bit bigger, but that's because it's longer. So we're going to leave it like that. It's pretty much impossible to notice. We're going to make these a little bit smaller too because it's a little bit too big. So color overlay. And then we'll get Facebook in here. Now with this one, this is going to be a little bit of a trickier one. We're going to have to, because we can't just color overlay it. So we're going to have to invert this, well, not invert it, but we're going to make, with the paint bucket tool, we're going to make this black. Actually, you know what? I have a better idea. Let's just cut this out altogether. And there we go. So now we just have the F. That's just a better idea. So now we're going to drag all those together, and we're going to just Control G those together. And we'll bring down the opacity, move them over. It's looking cool. I like it. Now let's get some highlights going on the character himself. So I'm gonna go ahead, put that layer all the way down at the bottom. You want if you're gonna put highlights on a character or anything, you want it to be on top of the object. So whenever you're in the layers panel, say this is the Witcher 3 render right here, you want your actual highlights to be above that layer. So it goes above the layer basically. So we're gonna go ahead and switch to white. Get a few highlights going on here. And we're just going to set this to soft light. Zoom out. Now if I turn these off, you can kind of see the effect that it has. It just makes the colors pop a little bit more noticeable. And I might lower the opacity on that just a little bit more. Something like that. Just trying to think of what else we can do with this. Let's get some clouds in here. So we're gonna go back to Google, type in cloud render. I can't type. No, not cloud rendering. Thank you. Thank you, auto search or autocorrect. You're very helpful in my time of need. Alright, let's try Cloud PNG. There we go. We'll grab this one. Now, make sure that it has a transparent background. This one's taking forever to load because it's a 4K image almost. This one does have a transparent background. So we're going to grab that, drop it in, put it right there. Drop the opacity down to something very minimal. You don't add text to that actually, because the way these work is it's based that your social media is around your name. So you don't normally add text to that because it looks bad. It just doesn't fit properly. But you can do something with it like that. You just need to make them a lot smaller. So this is kind of based around having your whole social medias all in the same name. So yeah, it's weird, I know, but a lot of designers actually do that. It's just something that I've grown accustomed to. It's a bit of a habit, and I'm not the only one that does it, surprisingly. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grab another cloud here. Now, I'm pretty sure this one is PNG, but if not, then oh well. Hey, look at that, I was right. Now, I want these to be matching, so that's at 4%. So let's get that down to 4% as well. All right, let's get some particles now. Particles are always good. So, what do we got? This one's pretty cute. Now, particles aren't a necessary thing. It's just they make it a little bit nicer and just looks a little cooler. So I'm going to drag this under my Witcher 3 render. And then we're going to lower the opacity a little bit. And this just kind of adds a bit of extra texture to it, if that makes sense. So, grab another particle stock here. Now, usually you don't see most designers going on Google Images and, you know, just like, oh, I'm going to grab this image and this image, because they have graphics packs. In theory, yeah, you should have Lifeless Dane as all of your social media, because A, it keeps everything organized for your viewers and your followers, so that's like, you know, they don't have to remember, oh, Lifeless Dane 13 and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it just makes it a little bit easier, and it's more consistent, and it just looks nicer too. It makes your brand name easier to remember, because, you know, you have like all these social medias and everything, and there's a ton of people looking at it, and it's like they look at it and they say, oh, hey, that's Lifeless Dane. So, you know, instead of saying, oh, hey, that's the Lifeless Dane 13 or whatever, you know, it's just, it makes it a little bit more consistent and easier to understand. So, but yeah, let's see what else we can add in here. I only do banners for the monies, Mr. Nebulous. Sorry. You can order one from me on my Sellfy shop if you'd like. But I only do banners for the monies at the moment. Add a little bit of that effect on there. Very subtle. So yeah, I mean, there's our little Twitter header right there. It's pretty fancy. I like it. It's pretty cool. But we're not done just yet. We still have one more thing to do, and that is a color correction. So we're gonna bring down the curves a little bit, bring up the shadows a little bit. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So that's without the curves and with the curves. You can see curves really brings out the colors. Yes, I do have a shop. I don't believe I have it in the link just yet, but I do have a shop, so I'll probably, or in the link, in the description. I'll probably put that in the description in the next stream or whenever I remember. But yeah, that's just the basic premise really of making a Twitter header. There's nothing like special to it. You just have to learn a lot of technique when you're doing banners and Twitter headers and all that stuff. But one thing that I am noticing after we did that color correction is that the text is brighter than these. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. So what is this at? This is at 47%, and this is at 23%. So we're gonna go ahead and put that to 23. Yeah, that's the wrong layer though. Let's select the right layer here. There we go, that looks better. Oh, let's get that properties out of here. That's obnoxious. But yeah. So now I'm gonna show you guys just that quick wow, if I could type today. I'm just gonna show you guys that quick little thing that we can do. So we're just gonna start a new document. This is basically the size that you would make a YouTube profile picture, is 512 by 512. Twitter headers are 1500 by 500, and YouTube banners are 2560 by 1440. However, when making a YouTube banner, there is something that you have to keep in mind, and that is, let me just open this up here and I'll show you. So you have this that you want to follow. So basically, this is the size that will be seen on everything, as it says right here. So you have a certain range that is visible on mobile devices, okay? And then there's tablets, and then there's desktop, okay? So desktop will show all of this. Mobile will only show the light blue area, okay? So it's just something to keep in mind when you're making banners. Just good practice to learn all this stuff because it just helps you in the end. And the way I have it on mine is I use rulers, so I don't have to have that image in my file every time. So I use rulers. I just took the image, put some rulers on it, deleted the image, we're good to go. So it's pretty simple, straightforward stuff. But let's get to the tutorial. Let's stop talking. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll just do a flat black color, and I'm gonna make a circle here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the fill, set it to white, and I want the fill to be white though. There we go. So we'll just drag that in. Now this isn't what I would normally do for a logo. I would spend a lot more time on logos, and logos are really challenging. So if you're ever doing a logo, just be aware that it takes a lot of time. So we're gonna go ahead and, for some reason I have to make a new layer for that to work. We're just gonna put an A in here. And scale this up just like that. And then this well, here, I'll change the background color so you don't think I'm lying, that I'm a dirty liar. So you can see this is black. So if I go ahead and click the thumbnail and then go ahead and go back to the polygon, hit delete, make sure the layer is rasterized, hit delete, and then delete the A. Look at that. Now if I move this around, you can see it's sticking to it. So it's just a cool little way to kind of make stuff unique and pop out, and you know, just make it a little bit better. So yeah. Anyways, I think I'm going to end the stream there, guys. This has been kind of a short one. This has really just been kind of a test to see what I can pull off on stream and see how awful I do. So yeah, but thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in Tomorrowland. Bye-bye, everybody.